Hi, I'm GrandMaster Richard Van Donk, an inheritor of GrandMaster Gilbert Tenio's DeCuerdas system. And I'm here today to talk to you a little bit about this inheritorship that I received from my beloved teacher. I miss him. First, I want to say I miss him very, very much. And I trained with him since about 1980, 81, and did a lot of seminars with him, a lot of demos with him, a lot of private sessions or private trainings. He was a personal friend to me as well as my instructor. But he was always my teacher no matter what, no matter where, if I went out to eat or took him places. I just loved being with the man. I learned so many different things from him inside the dojo and outside the dojo. Before he died, he came to my house to teach me the last aspects of the DeCuerdas system. I'd already been doing many private trainings with him, some trainings with him and his son, mapping out the essences of the DeCuerdas system, separating it from the 19 other systems of which he learned and of which he partially taught. He came to my house and he told me that he was going to die. This was on Saturday. He said, "Richard, I'm going to die, and I'm going to die very soon." And I said, I was on the other side of the couch. I said, "Master Tenio, please," that's what I called him then. I said, "Please don't speak that way." He said, "No, I'm going to die." And I said, "Please, Master, do not speak that way." And he came up to me and came right in my face, and he looked at my face and he said to me, he said, "I am going to die." He said, "You either want to learn what I know or you don't. So just shut up and let's train." And everything in my body shook. But I'd been waiting a lot of years to learn a lot of these aspects. And I have to tell you, a lot were concepts and principles and things that changed everything that I was doing. Even though I'd been taught a lot of it, it was the concepts, the angles, the distancing, the how to center the techniques. And it was just a little different way of doing everything that made it all work, okay, especially with some flow, which he told me to add to my system because that's something I had that he didn't see others have, and it was part of the true essence of DeCuerdas was the flow. Even though he didn't teach it that way, that was the essence of the training. And so we began to train all that, and I have that video, and no, I'm not sharing that, okay? And so we went through all this training and everything, and sure enough, he did pass away. But that day, he left me his gi. This is his gi top. He left me his gi top. He left me his bolo knife. He left me his training knives. I have to take a breath on that. He left me a lot more than that too. But he also left me his birth certificate. He left me his naturalization papers. He left me his honorary discharge papers. These are the originals, by the way. His accommodations from the military, special award from President Clinton. The list goes on. The naturalization, I think I said that. But lots and lots of different papers and documents and everything he left me for my keeping, okay? And so he was turning that over to me that day, and my heart is sad and even in saying that. And so, sorry. And so when he did pass, you know, it was a bit emotional. It also left me his belt. And it was emotional, and of course. And at the gravesite, because I had championed for Richard Tenio, his son, to also do the art, that was my championing. I was the one that got a certificate. It was done after mine. My certificate actually was in January, and his was in April, or maybe it was even in August. I don't really remember the date when Richard Tenio's was, but I prepared that certificate for him because I wanted him to be a part of the art and part of the system. I got his father to support him in that because I didn't need to inherit this all by myself. I really didn't. I was trying to help keep it in the family the best that I could, but I made my teacher a promise. I promised him that I would not let his art die. He was really concerned that his son would not get involved in it. He wanted him to, but he knew that he wouldn't because Richard or Dickie really didn't have the passion for it. I mean, He's a great man, but he just didn't have the passion for it like his father. And it takes a lot of passion and a lot to hold this particular thing, and it takes a lot of knowledge and stuff too to be able to go out there, and a lot of desire to teaching things in front of people. And I know because I have students all over the world, and I've taught this all over the world. And that, so that kind of didn't really happen, but even at the grave, I took and I gave him his father's belt. I thought he should have his father's belt. I didn't need the belt. I kept the gi. I kept the knives and everything else. Kept it all, have it all to this day. And that I gave him the belt in hopes, and I tied the belt on him at the gravesite with his family there, and his family totally, I mean, Joe, Tenio, and his sister, and many, many other family members saying, don't even do that because Dickie's not going to carry this on. And I said, that's okay. I already have a certificate from GrandMaster Tenio. It doesn't really matter. If he does, he does. If he doesn't, he doesn't. But he should have his father's belt. It's kind of, just, I would give it to him anyway. And but I also, it was with the condition right there in that moment that he had 1 year. If he didn't do anything with it, I was going to take back the sole inheritance of it. Give him 1 year. And I called him. I called him 1 year to the day. And Richard Tenio, the first words out of his mouth, after I told him, he says, you're calling about the GrandMastership. And I said, yes, I am. I am calling about the GrandMastership. That's one of the things I want to talk to you, but I'm calling about it. He goes, well, I'm not doing anything with it. I said, well, I've kind of knew that you wouldn't. And so he said, you can have it. And I said, okay. So that was our telephone conversation. And we talked a little bit more about his dad and that kind of, asking how he's doing and all that kind of personal stuff. But I was told that. Now, I didn't need the belt back. I already have what I have. I didn't need a certificate. I already have one. Never thought that he was going to do anything more with it. Then I heard he was doing a seminar or two with some people, and that's fine. And then now I'm hearing that somebody was given a certificate from him. Maybe that person told him a lot of different things. I don't know. That person did train with GrandMaster Tenio, and he's good. But I just doing this to make it clear where my position is on all of this, and that I got direct inheritance from GrandMaster Tenio, from Gilbert Tenio, and that's why one of the things that I'm talking about here. And so, you can, decide for yourself whatever, train with whoever you want to. I support everybody, but I will not let my teacher's art die. And I know that people don't know what I know, and I will shoot some videos so that people do know what I know. It's very important for people to see some of this and the differences between this and the Serrata system, which came from a different DeCuerdas. Remember, there's lots of different Filipino languages, and DeCuerdas can mean different things. And so that kind of made a bunch of confusion on the true DeCuerdas system of GrandMaster Tenio's. It was his family's system, very little known by anybody. So I urge you to look at Mrs. Tenio's clip. She knows, she was there. And she says it clearly and bluntly because there was some people trying to say some things at that time when we did that clip. And she's one that does not get on video, hardly ever have any photographs taken, but she was a little nervous on it, but she really wanted the world to know what her husband desired, okay? What her husband desired, to make it very clear. And also, so go ahead and watch that.
I do not care who is trying to claim the DeCuerdas system for themselves. It came from my husband. My husband wanted the DeCuerdas system passed on to Richard Van Donk along with the mastership. Richard Van Donk is the takeover from my husband on the DeCuerdas system through my husband.
And also, you can see GrandMaster Tenio and Richard Tenio with me on a day when we did some of the basic DeCuerdas training. We trained for several different weekends. We came, and I have it all on film, the whole entire thing of GrandMaster Tenio teaching both of us that. and clarifying every point. And I went through and made very, very detailed notes on the whole entire thing, and worked it out of everything that I'd already studied for a whole lot of years and put that into manuals, and some's been released, some hasn't been released to the public. But you can hear GrandMaster Tenio himself stating that both Richard Tenio and I were to carry on the art, and that no one else knew the art. No one else. And Richard Tenio makes a comment about that, and that's replied by GrandMaster Tenio. So you can see that clip, and that'll also tell you some information as well.
It's time for me to disseminate, and hey, that's it. That's where it is.
If we could pass along the training with me and you, we can carry it on to the next generation.
See,
But we got to be selective on who we pick.
Absolutely.
As
You
disciples.
and Dickie must carry on the art, because hey, who else going to carry it but you guys? You guys the only one that's going to know it outside of your student. And if they want to teach martial art, they better know what you guys got. You see what I mean? That's why I'm turning it over to you guys to do it.
People can say other things that they want, that's their business. I'm just telling you mine. And I stand by everything that I have to say, and I'm standing up for everything that GrandMaster Tenio gave me and passed on to me. This is not an easy job or a task or whatever. It kind of is, because I've settled into it, and Mike and carried on because I had a great man to teach me this. And I'm just really wishing that all the Escrimadors would start supporting each other. You know, if there's some way, all of the fighting and things, and this person has that, or this person has this rank, or they don't have that rank, or they learned in the beginning, the end, and the middle, whatever. It doesn't matter if we could just all support and help each other. For all of the master teachers who are gone, we would do them a better service in all of the Philippine martial arts to supporting everybody the best way that we can. Okay, we all have our own students. We teach our own students, and there's plenty of people that don't know the arts that we can teach to. Speaking of teaching, I have an entire course, both in a hard course and step-by-step manuals, that are very deep with DVDs. They take you through the first 4 levels up to black belt. There's 3 more levels in the training, and it's also online. It's an online course. You go to DeCuerdas Eskrima.com. That should be easy. Got a YouTube channel, be a bunch of videos and stuff being posted in there. Some seminars, look for those events. And, I just hope that you begin to train, and, that you just hold the arts high in your heart and do your best to be the best Escrimador you possibly can. And thank you so much for listening to my story. And I hope to one day see you on the mat.